Right then guys, here we go. We've barely got any time left. Let's go, 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 go. Ladies and gents, I've got 8 hours to visit as many football grounds as possible. Right then guys, don't be fooled by the Borussia Dortmund shirt. I'm very British, and in a very British way, I've made a set of rules. With one of those rules being, each and every football ground we visit in this challenge must have a minimum capacity of 5,000. According to Wikipedia, and we all know, never fully trust Wikipedia. Every ground we visit as well must be currently in use, must not be a former ground, such as Highfield Road. We've done a video on Coventry City's previous ground. If you hadn't noticed, by the way, I am outside the CBS Arena. This will be our first stop, but the challenge hasn't started yet. We must take a picture outside each ground we visit, just for proof, even though I'm filming it all, a little bit weird. We need to make note of the club who play at each ground, or clubs. There might be multiple. Obviously, we've got 8 hours to complete this challenge. A lot of people do 24-hour challenges, but they end up just doing them within 8 hours. So I thought I'd be open and honest. This is going to be an 8-hour challenge. I had the day free. It's glorious sunshine in the Midlands. I'm from Cheltenham, so the reason I haven't started in Cheltenham is because it's probably one of the least dense areas in England in terms of football stadiums. So I thought, tactically, in a moment, we're going to start the challenge here. We're going to head over towards Birmingham, try and avoid some traffic, and tick many football grounds off the list. Ladies and gents, shall we crack on? The time is, I don't know if you can see that, it's 8:18. So, let's start a bit of a timer on the phone. Let's go. Let's speed up, ladies and gents. We've got to make this a fast-paced challenge. So I'm obviously outside the CBS Arena, the Coventry Building Society Arena. Obviously, Coventry City play at this ground. So although Wikipedia has the capacity for the CBS Arena in general as around 40,000, for football it's like 32,700 and something. So a lot less for football. Coventry City obviously play in the Championship, and they gave me a bit of a scare because Manchester United have just won the FA Cup, but Coventry obviously put in a fantastic effort in the semi-final, and we're very unfortunate not to have got to the final of the FA Cup. Ladies and gents, I'm not sure how long I'm going to spend at each ground. Let's grab a picture outside the CBS Arena, and then we're going to keep on moving. Let's go. Right then guys, number 2 on the list, we've got Solihull Moors. This is Damson Park, known for sponsorship reasons as the Armco Arena, I think. It's a nice little ground. It only just makes the cut. Remember, every ground we visit today has to have a capacity of at least 5,000. Wikipedia has the capacity of Damson Park is 5,500, so it just makes the cut. You can see over here, you've got some terracing. This reminds me a little bit of Gloucester City when we went to their grounds, fairly local to me. You've got what is quite new terracing. You've got a refreshment hub behind. You've got some temporary stands over there in the distance. Those of you who go and watch Wrexham, the old Cop End, or the new Cop End, should I say, is temporary seating. We did a little video on Como as well, who've just been promoted to Serie A. Been hitting the headlines a lot recently. They've got temporary stands. But over there in the distance, you've got a similar kind of terracey area, and then you've got your main stand over there, which I think is called Damson Home Stand. So lots of sponsorships here at Solihull Moors. Fair play to them. They've had a couple of days out to Wembley as of the last couple of months. I know Mark Goldbridge and some other influencers went to that game and have been supporting Solihull Moors. Moors, no relation to Ollie Moors. I'm going to grab a few shots around this place. I'm not going to rush as much as I will for the bigger clubs, because obviously Coventry, the CBS Arena we've been to before, and we've got a few Premier League grounds. Or have I got a few Premier League grounds? No. I might have two Premier League grounds on the list today, which again we've got videos for on the channel, so I'll probably spend a little bit less time. Let's check this out a little bit more. Let's have a look. Yeah, not a bad little setup for what is a National League team, by the way. Almost got promoted. You've got a scoreboard over there, pretty good for a ground like this. This seating obviously bumps up the attendance. Not bad at all, not bad at all for a National League team. Ladies and gents, I'd love to stay here a little bit longer, but we've got to move as many grounds as possible today. So, next stop, next ground on the list is a League One ground. Can you guess the ground? Fairly close to where we are. By the way, the pitch has been taken up as well. I'm not sure if they have... Do they have an artificial pitch? Again, it's given me Gloucester City vibes, not just from those similar terracing, but also Gloucester City has a plastic pitch as well, so very similar. Anyway, let's crack on. Ground number 3, let's go. Right guys, there's all sorts going on at ground number 3. Probably an obvious one after Solihull Moors. We've got St Andrews, the home of Birmingham City. I said we were coming to a League One club, and I'm not lying. There's all kinds of work going on. I'm trying to find my way at the B&M car park. We're going to get down there in a moment because I think we can only class it as a visit if we step on their official turf. St Andrews, guys, the home of Birmingham City. Now, despite Aston Villa holding, a place in my heart, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Villa. Probably shouldn't shout that around here. Obviously, my mum, the old dear, supports Aston Villa. But we were here a few days before Wayne Rooney got sacked near the end of last season. And obviously, their fortunes haven't turned around since. People thought it was Rooney, but I think that curse we mentioned in that video, obviously when Birmingham City moved in to St Andrews, rumour has it they moved on a group of travellers, a group of gypsies, sorry, should I say, and rumour has it, this is quite common in football folklore, football rumours and so on. Apparently those gypsies, they moved on, left a curse on St Andrews, a curse on the club, but again, according to Wikipedia, that curse has supposed to have been lifted about 20 years ago, I think. So ladies and gents, whilst the traffic lights are here, this wasn't here last time we were here. You can see a new blue stall, St Andrews at Knighthead Park. There's a lot of rebranding going on, a lot of building work going on. That looks as though, well, it's called the Blue Store, so it's going to be the new club shop. But is it a match day temporary club shop, or is it going to be an official main club shop? Come on then, we're on official turf before I get kicked off. Here we go, St Andrews, guys, another one ticked off. Number 3, let's get that selfie on the go. Right then guys, so one of the builders actually confirmed to me that everything from this blue store is being moved to the new club shop. Is it open? No, I don't think it is open. This place is never open. It wasn't open last time. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gents. Blues fans, if you do see this, are you moving everything? Is that security guard right to the new shop? In front of me over here is, ironically, I'm wearing a Dortmund shirt. Obviously, former Borussia Dortmund player, but he's going to be very much against Dortmund this Saturday for the Champions League final. We've got Mr. Mr. Jude Bellingham, and of course, Trevor Francis, who did smash the transfer record back in the day. Legends of Birmingham City. We're outside the Tilton Cop Corner. There we go. Ironically, they've got a hashtag kind of sign with undefeated written on the wall. Not really the case for Birmingham City this past season. Anyway, let's crack on. Right, Right, I've slowed down, I've been to the toilet, I've got myself a meal deal, I've got as much as I love Morrison salad bowls, I had to give them a miss because we're going to eat and drive. Next stop, pretty obvious where we're going, Villa Park, let's go. Right then guys, here we are outside the beautiful Holt End. Obviously the rowdy Villa supporters end, I don't know how you're going to phrase it, basically their version of the Stretford End, the Kop and so on. Now Aston Villa obviously play here at Villa Park, and according to Wikipedia, let's just double check, the capacity of Villa Park, again according to Wikipedia, is 42,657. So 42,657 people will enjoy Champions League football in that beautiful old school ground. You know I've got a soft spot for Villa, but I've also got a massive soft spot for Villa Park. For me, this is a work of art. I need to double check. I think this might be an Archibald Leach creation, obviously the famous Scottish architect who's designed loads of British football stands. The old Trinity Road stand over there was an Archie Leach creation. I always go on about it every time I come to Villa Park. That was very similar. It had the steps going into what was the Trinity Road stand. But this is incredible. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but it very much is an absolute work of art. I'm going to keep repeating myself. You know how much I love Villa Park. Let's grab a couple of shots. Let's grab a picture. And then unfortunately, we've got to move on. I mean, one thing I will say, no disrespect to Birmingham City, but you didn't get all the banners and the big lead up to St Andrews like you do at Villa Park. As you approach the ground, you very much know you're entering a claret and blue territory. But that said, St Andrews did have lots of blue railing and stuff, so there was a nod to the colours of the Blues. I'm not sure if you can see that, guys, but we're about 2 hours 25 minutes in. Not doing too badly. Of course, we're here at the home of West Bromwich Albion, West Brom, the Hawthorns. You can see that slightly rough and ready stand in the background, the Smethwick End, mostly used by away fans. We have been here before again, guys. We've done a video on it, so check that video out after this video. We spoke about the Memorial Garden behind us. We've seen a few clubs do that. Blackburn Rovers have got a similar thing at Ewood Park, along with other clubs. Over in the distance, you've got the ticket office, and over at the front, the club shop is open. I don't think we've got time for a club shop visit today, but I am going to grab a few shots and get the capacity of this stadium to you. Let's have a little look around. Let's go. Right then guys, here I am by Tony Bomber Brown. The capacity for the Hawthorns is 26,688. So it's not that big, but it does have a McDonald's over there in the distance. So if you fancy the Golden Arches on match day, there you go, nice Mackies. Again, we've done a video on a proper stadium video on this. Well, have we? We've not been inside. Main reception over there. I think this might be a spot to do the selfie. Nah, let's do it by the Bomber, shall we? Right then guys, we're actually doing quite well for time. I've got more done than I thought. I thought Birmingham traffic was going to bite me in the bum, but yeah, I think I might actually complete all the stadiums I've got on the list. So we might have to head off somewhere else. Let's keep going. Ladies and gents, I've arrived at number 6 on the list. Any guesses as to where I am? Does anyone recognise this place? We're near a Matalan, or the back of Matalan, back of Pets at Home, Halfords, Food Warehouse. We've got a stretch of motorway, I think that might be the M6, as well as further on down you've got, I think, a train station. Good network links to a place where I've done a video before. Most places we're visiting today I've done a video before at. Before I turn around and reveal where we are, I'm kind of regretting wearing this Borussia Dortmund shirt, not because it doesn't look incredibly stylish, but I'm walking around with a clip-on mic. I do apologise, the world's smallest mic. But the last time I clipped it to a retro football shirt, it skagged the shirt, so you're going to have to bear with me, guys, holding the microphone as I stand here outside the Bescot Stadium, better known as the Poundland Bescot Stadium. Now, we did a video very much focusing on the Poundland aspect of the stadium. Had to do that to kind of draw in new viewers, because let's be honest, Walsall aren't exactly the Manchester United of the Midlands, but they're a fantastic club and I really enjoyed the stadium tour. As you can see over here, next match is against Aston Villa on the 17th of July, 7:30. But as me rambling, we need to crack on, right, because here we are. Behind us, we've got the Poundland Bescot Stadium. I will put links to all the actual proper stadium tours, 360s and stuff we've done on the channel, so you can gain more information and a better look at each ground we visit. Now, obviously this stadium is home to Walsall. I believe it, I think it's quite ironic, because when we did the walk around this place, I think the opening game here maybe took place, again I've not checked my notes, maybe in 1990, something like that, around 1990. And I'm pretty sure the very first game, competitive game here, was Walsall versus Aston Villa. Again, I might be wrong, let me know in the comments below. So it's quite funny that they're going to have a friendly, because a friendly took place right here as it opened. And even though it's been here since around that time, it still looks pretty new. It looks good. And for those of you who travel to watch a northern team like myself, we get so much stick for it, apologies for that. Every time I'm passing up from Cheltenham to Manchester, I go via the M5, M6, and I look over and I see this wonderful stadium. So yeah, it always brings back fond memories, because I'm normally off to a happy place, albeit not here in Walsall. Nothing wrong with Walsall, guys. Let's get the capacity. I think, if I remember right, the capacity was just under 10,000. Let's double check with Wikipedia. So I got the first bit right. Yeah, it did open in 1990, built in 89 and 90, but the capacity is actually over 11,000. I think Wikipedia, I've forgotten already, I think Wikipedia said 11,300. If I remember rightly though, I think I got it wrong on that video. You lot were kicking off at me saying it's more than 10,000. So there we go. Let's get a couple of close-up shots. Let's get that selfie and let's move on, because we're heading away from the Birmingham area. Keep the pace up, Roy. Let's go. One thing I do need to mention as well is obviously Poundland on first impression doesn't seem like the most appealing of sponsors, but they very much are a good sponsor for Walsall, because they're a local business. They've put loads of money into the club. So I just want to clarify that having Poundland as a sponsor for the stadium is a good thing for Walsall. Anyway, back in the car, let's carry on. Here we go. Right then guys, I'm sure you'll be glad to know that the meal deal is making its way out, which is a good thing. It's going to lighten us up so we continue 100 mile an hour, because we need to pick up the pace a bit now. We're outside ground number 7. 2 minutes and we're going to check it out. So then guys, if you hadn't guessed already from that cheeky teaser, behind these trees is another Premier League team. Pretty obvious, because the only team you know who plays in, there's a specific name to it, isn't it? It's not gold, it's not orange. Is it like old gold? Is that how Wolves refer to the gold of Wolves? I don't know, but we're outside the Stan Cullis stand. Again, we have done a stadium tour video on the channel, so if you do want to check that out, it's one of our earliest ones. We did a little challenge where we had to visit all 20 Premier League stadiums last season. This was one of the early ones we did. But anyway, I've actually made a note of the capacity on my hand, which is holding the camera, so bear with me 2 secs. 31,750, the capacity for Molineux, which is obviously the home ground of Wolverhampton Wanderers, known these days as merely Wolves. They don't even like being referred to as, even around the ground, you'll see very little Wolverhampton Wanderers. They don't even really use the word or the name Wolves that much. They just use that iconic badge, which is a lovely badge, very unique to Wolves. You can see it over there in the distance. As part of the Stan Cullis stand, you've got the North Bank Museum. You've got the museum, the Wolves Mega Store. If you are to do a stadium tour, they do take place over there. Again, similar to Villa, because my stepdad is a Wolves fan. I did come here as a kid many a time. Even though we did come for a stadium tour last season, we didn't actually get to see a game, but I am planning on seeing a few Wolves games in the 24-25 season, so stay tuned for that. If you are a Wolves fan, I'll be with the stepdad. I know it's always a bit iffy, people don't like it when non-fans go and watch home games and stuff, but again, I've got a soft spot for him. My stepdad's a Wolves fan. It's a chance for us to spend some time together, similar to when I go and watch Aston Villa with my mum. We're now outside the Billy Wright stand. Again, I've got to be quite quick, guys, because we've got to move on, but I want to give you a little bit of a glimpse as to the ground. We need to make reference to the fact that Molineux was very, very different many years ago. When we did the stadium tour, I can't remember his name, but the guy gave us like a 2.5 hour long tour, but a real in-depth kind of insight as to Wolves' history, Molineux and stuff, and the bad state Molineux was in prior to the more recent renovations, like 30 odd years ago, something like that, maybe a bit longer. Late 80s sort of time. Right then, guys, rather than do the predictable thing and do it outside the shop and where the car park is, I think I'm going to get my selfie over here. Look forward to sending this to my stepdad. But unfortunately, we've got to go. I'm just going to mention again the branding. You've got that W with the shape of, what's that, like a porch area by the way into, I think that is the main reception. I can't remember fully. But the branding is really on point, isn't it? It's a shame we've got to go, but we will be back, guys. I don't want to be biased and stay any longer here than any other grounds, as you guys think I'm favouring Wolves. Let's get the selfie and let's get going again. Right then, guys, we're about halfway into the challenge. Let's pick up the pace. Even though I've been going quite slow and been having toilet breaks and so on, I still want to try and get as many grounds in as possible. I don't even know where we're off to next. Let's go and check the notes and keep going. Let's go, 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 go. Right then, guys, we're going to do without the microphone for our next ground. Can you guess where I am? Not a lot, giving it away at the moment. But the reason is, I was looking through Wikipedia about the club who currently play here, and a slightly unorthodox history, but it's a history fairly close to what I think is my hometown club. I was born in Hereford. I can't claim to be a Hereford FC fan, but I grew up watching Hereford United as a kid because my dad and brother have lived there all their life. And I used to go to games. But the reason I'm mentioning Hereford, a club we might visit if we've got time, is because not only does this club play in white and black, like Hereford, formerly Hereford United, but they're also a Phoenix club. You see, AFC Telford United were formed in 2004 after the original club of Telford United, which was founded in 1872, went into liquidation. You see, Hereford United went into liquidation in 2014, I think it was, and obviously the Phoenix Club arose. In a similar manner, AFC Telford United have done a similar thing. Now they play all the way down in the 7th level of English football in the Southern League Premier Division Central. When you know it's a bit of a mouthful and a tongue twister, you know you're fairly down the pecking order. But this ground, which we're going to get a few close-ups in a moment, I'm going to spend a bit more time here because I've never been here before, and I think the beauty of Football Paradise, the YouTube channel, by the way, yesterday we did surpass 21,000 subscribers. I say we because this is very much a community. It's a two-way street on YouTube. We, the channel, wouldn't be where it was without you guys. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, and thank you for supporting the channel so far. The reason I mention that again is because the beauty of the channel, the reason why we call it Football Paradise, is because we celebrate not only the Premier League, or cover the Premier League, clubs like Wolves, Villa, and various clubs we've made videos on, but we also cover grounds, clubs like this. I think we need to wander this way. Walk with me, guys. As I reference Wikipedia, one thing that I found interesting was Telford is what they call a new town. Now, these new towns, I'll probably use like Milton Keynes as an example, were basically not formed, but they became bigger, more populated due to relocating after the bombing of World War II and stuff like that. And obviously as a result the town grew, and by the looks of it, so did the football club. What I'm going to do, before we carry on rambling, let's get a few close-ups of this quirky little, because again, remember, one of the rules in this challenge is the ground has to have a higher capacity than 5,000. This ground, according to Wikipedia, is 6,380 with only 2,200 seated. Quite specific, Wikipedia. I don't know where they get their information from, but let's go and have a look, shall we? Can't find anyone specific to ask. I was going to ask if there was a chance of us getting on the pitch like at Solihull Moors, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But you can kind of see that they've been through some hard times, guys. See it's quite worn out, quite run down. Again, making comparisons to Hereford. I think we will have time to get to Hereford, but Edgar Street is obviously in a bit of a state at the moment, which you'll see a bit of again hopefully in a moment. So there's me being a bit rude about the state of the ground. The reason it's called the new Bucks Head is because it went through a bit of a major renovation in 2000, so only 24 years ago. But yeah, it does look, again, weirdly similar to Edgar Street. No way in that way, guys. I'm going to try back at reception, otherwise we might have to move on to our next ground. It is going to rain as well. Again, just to kind of give you an idea as to where I am, I'm in Shropshire, which would make their closest rival in terms of location probably Shrewsbury Town, but because of the fact that they're a lot further down the pecking or the tier system, rarely do both sides meet. Right guys, people inside are really friendly, but they were quite busy, so I didn't want to hold them up anymore. Thank you if you do watch this. And I'm definitely, I'm not just saying this, I'm saying it for the record on camera, I'm definitely going to check out AFC Telford United for a game for the 24-25 season, because I love the story and I love that quirky little ground. So we'll see you next season, lads. Let's keep going though, guys, let's go. Here we go again then, guys. Moral of the story, don't drink energy drinks when you're trying to complete a YouTube challenge. They'll go straight through you. But I am in the Lidl toilets next door to a ground we were at a few weeks ago. So let me finish up and let's head outside. Let's see where we are. Right then guys, I've not even turned the engine off of the car because we need to make a move. I keep stopping to go to the toilet. My bloody phone's going off now. Ladies and gents, this is the new Meadow, known for sponsorship reasons as the Crowd Meadow. They formerly played at the Gay Meadow. I'm talking about the home of Shrewsbury Town Football Club. I've got me little goods. We've ticked another ground off. Let's get back in that car. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Obviously, I haven't said the capacity. The capacity for this place is just under 10,000, like 9,000 or something. It's on the screen for you right now. Let's get the selfie and let's get out of here. Right then guys, as you can see in the distance, we've got the home of Kidderminster Harriers. Agborough? Let us know how you pronounce it properly. Agborough. I've seen Kiddie play. I've seen Kiddie play? I've seen Kidderminster play many a time as a kid. Kidderminster as a kid, there's definitely a tongue twister in there. But that was at Edgar Street. I never came to any away games. But with, as you saw a minute ago, just over an hour and a half to go, we've made our way to Agborough. Welcome to Kidderminster Harriers Football Club, proud members of the Vanarama National League. Let's go and have a little look round. as you can see, underneath you get a glimpse of the pitch. They've put all this boarding, I don't know if they're sponsorship, signage, I'm not sure what they are, but they really don't want you getting a cheeky glimpse of the Agborough pitch. You've got the Kidderminster Harriers Supporters Club here, Social and Supporters Club. Obviously closed today, but it is a little bit tired, a little bit rough and ready. Ladies and gents, let's get that selfie and decide where we're going to go. The plan was to head to a rival, Hereford. Any excuse to mention Hereford, right? But I've looked on Football Ground map and Edgar Street is 30 miles away and we are approaching rush hour. And for those of you who have been through Hereford on rush hour, it is a bloody nightmare because Edgar Street is right in the city centre. So tactically, I'm going to head back to my neck of the woods in Gloucestershire because I obviously know the roads like the back of my hand. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to head to Gloucester City, but I do need to clarify that the capacity is over 5,000 because it's going to be close. If not, I'm going to head straight to Cheltenham Town or maybe even Forest Green. Let's just get that selfie quick. So despite that proud members of the National League sign, I don't know if you know already, but Kidderminster Harriers were relegated from the National League last season, which puts them in National League North for next season. But they have got Phil Brown as their manager. You might remember him from, where was he at? Preston North End, Hull, teams like that. Decent manager. The capacity for Agborough is 6,444 according to Wikipedia. Again, pinch of salt, so it just makes its way onto the list. Obviously minimum capacity being 5,000 for these grounds. The club shop is over there. I'm trying to find my way in to get a closer look at the pitch. I'm going to go back that way, otherwise we might have to leave it and come back another time. Right then guys, so we've got a slight issue. The plan was to go over to Gloucester City AFC. We've done a video on that as well. Check that out, it is on the channel. But unfortunately, the ground doesn't make the cut. Again, we need 5,000 in capacity. The ground, Meadow Park, is only 4,000, roughly, with only 762 seats. So, it's either Wadham Road or it's going to be the New Lawn, I think it's called, the home of Forest Green Rovers. I'm going to work out the maths on Google Maps and I will see you at one of those destinations. Can we do this? How long have we got? Let's have a little look on the clock. Right, so we're 6 hours 43 minutes into this challenge, so just over an hour and 15. Come on, Roy, put your foot down. Let's go. Right then guys, so I had a bit of a brainwave. I've cheated a little bit. I don't know if it is cheating. I've been using Football Ground Map as my resource for finding out how close grounds are to one another. Now, when I turn around, you're going to tell me off because behind me over here, we've got the Worcester Warriors Six Ways Stadium. The capacity is just over 12,000. You can see the Six Ways store in the distance, reception and so on. This is known to most people as a bloody rugby ground. And I get it, if it was just rugby, we wouldn't be able to use it. But because it's on Football Ground Map, we can. Reason being, Worcester City, not the men's team, they play at, is it Claines Lane, something like that? They don't play here. Their ground is too small to make it onto this extremely professional challenge, but the women's team, they do play here at Six Ways. So technically, in a world of equality, we can class this as a football ground. Now, I'm lucky because I looked at how far away the New Lawn, home of Forest Green, was, and it was an hour and 15 minutes away from where we were at Kidderminster Harriers, and I had an hour and 15 minutes left. So I thought it's going to be too close, too tight. So I sat-naved to Cheltenham, and this is literally as you get on the motorway, as you get on the M5. So, ladies and gents, back in that car and let's get to Wadham Road, shall we? Let's go. Right then guys, here we go. We've barely got any time left. Let's go, 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 go. Hang on. I'm only joking. That's what other YouTubers would do, not on Rice Football Paradise. We've cruised to our 12th stadium today, guys, with 15 minutes to spare. I'm not sure if you can see that. There we go, 7 hours 45 minutes of ground hopping. It's been an absolute pleasure. Here I am at the Completely Suzuki Stadium, as it's currently called. known to Cheltenham Town fans as Whaddon Road. We still need to get our selfie, guys, so the challenge isn't over. Let's go and get our selfie and have a little look at my hometown ground. I said that about Hereford. It's where I live. I live in Cheltenham. There we go, guys, the 8 hours are up. That concludes today's challenge. In 8 hours, we've managed to visit 12 football grounds with a capacity higher than 5,000. We've been all over the Midlands, we've ended up in the southwest, Shropshire, all over the place. Do you think there's an area in England a little bit more dense with football grounds? I think we chose a good area. Let us know in the comments below. Maybe we could do a part 2, go up north, go down south. Who knows? It's all good fun. We did a couple of videos similar to this when I first started the channel. I did a video called visiting the 5 closest grounds to Old Trafford. Check that one out, as well as visiting the closest football grounds to my house. I'd like to think we've progressed a little bit since then. Some of the audio is a bit iffy and stuff, but check those videos out. And if you do have any video ideas, suggestions and so on, again, get in the comments below. It's been a pleasure making content for you throughout the 23-24 season, our debut season, but I'm very much looking forward to not only the Euros, but the 24-25 season. It's going to be a good one. Always a pleasure, guys. Make sure you do hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in one of those videos on screen right now. I'll see you there.